Hey, everybody. The 3D printing community lost a huge asset in Sanjay Mortimer this past week, and we're going to take a moment of silence in remembrance of him. There's more information in the description below and a link where you can find out more and share your memories with Sanjay. I'm Nerdy J. This, my friend, is Peter Rowdy Roman. How you doing, Peter?
Man, I'm doing great.
You were muted at first. I'm sorry, dude. I muted you for the Sanjay thing, and you were still muted when we started. I'm sorry.
I see how you are. Right. Let's start over. Hey, everybody. Welcome to HotMakes on HotMakes. I'm Nerdy J. This is Peter from Rowdy Roman. How you doing, Peter?
What's going on, Jim?
I'm doing good. We're going to start up. Roll the intro again. We'll just, we'll start over. I see we got an awesome crowd already. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us. And again, in the description below, you'll see a link where you guys can find more information about Sanjay, along with a place where you can share some memories if you have some of Sanjay as well. As always, the stream is sponsored by Thangs. Thank you so much, Thangs. You rock. We appreciate your sponsorship. And because of that, we have a $50 Amazon gift card to give away at the end of the show. So we're going to do that. So stick around. It's going to be a fun one. Well, welcome. I know I had Ben on from Myers Woodshop recently, and then all of a sudden a CNC showed up at my house, which was amazing. And he said, you need to get with Rowdy Roman. This is a guy. So welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Yeah, Ben and I have been friends for, I don't know, since we were teenagers. We're both from the East Coast, and that's where we got hooked up. And then we both ended up here in Arkansas.
Nice. Well, before we go too much further, let's start with who you are, what you do, and where people can find you. We'll revisit that at the end too, but just so everybody kind of knows who you are when we get going.
Yeah, I am printing full-time. That's where I get my cash flow, me and my family. I got started 3D printing, I guess it's only been about 3 or 4 years ago. I started with Ender 3 Pro, and I was a firefighter for 5 years, and I started 3D printing little accessories for firefighters, whether it be like door chocks for when entering a building and propping doors open. That's where I got started. But right now, I am mainly making accessories for CNC machines, lasers like the Ortor Master 2 Pro. But you can find me on Facebook. The webpage or the Facebook page is Rowdy Roman. Instagram, Rowdy Roman, or at Rowdy Roman Fire. And I have a webpage, rowdyroman.com.
Nice. Well, that is awesome that you started with firefighter stuff. So let's kind of back up. So in the beginning, what printer did you start with? Like how long ago?
I want to say it was about 3 or 4 years ago. I started with an Ender 3 Pro. It was, I don't know, Ben Myers got me into it. He showed it to me, and I was like, dude, this is pretty cool. And then he asked me to learn Fusion 360 to kind of help him out. And that's where it really started taking off, is just that ability to learn a CAD program and be able to 3D model. That just kind of started the process. People started asking for things and practical things. And then, that was it.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know Fusion. I have a good friend of mine, Trent, who is pushing me heavily, especially with the CNC that I just got to learn Fusion, because he says, man, you're going to love it. I'm scared of the time it's going to take to learn. But how so you started with an Ender 3 Pro and Fusion, and you started with the firefighter stuff, which is awesome, and then you kind of like morphed. So do you design, is everything you do self-designed? Do you modify things you find? How does that work?
That's how I started modifying. I would get something from Thingiverse or Things or whatever it was, and I would import it into Fusion and just kind of see how and try to figure out how it was designed. And then I would modify stuff and print stuff. But one of the first things that I 3D printed and I designed was something for a desk, to where I wanted the desk to be able to move and have it on caster wheels. But the caster wheels I had like a flat base. So I had to create something to fit over, like a sock over the legs, and then match the whole pattern for the caster wheel. So
the new caster wheel, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we see a bunch of printers behind you. What printers do you use? Like what a range? Do you still use the Ender 3 Pro? Like what do you like?
Yeah. So I went with Prusa. It was a big investment going this route, but everything that I read and researched is, as soon as I got in touch with the Onefinity, and Onefinity reached out through Ben, him being a beta tester, asking me to print some accessories. Once I hit that, I realized that compared to Ender 3 Pro, compared to a Prusa, I would save roughly 15% in time.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Get the same quality. So that, and then the reliability, not the bash the Ender 3 Pro or anything. It was a workhorse by far, but the time factor. And then once I went down the road, I wanted all of my parts, my extra parts, to be the same, so that if something broke, I didn't have to stock 5 different kinds of printer parts, whether it be hot ends or whatever, thermistors. So I have, let me see, 12 Prusas, 6 MK3Ss, and 6 minis. And then I have an artillery sidewinder for the large format prints. So
nice. And do you run any of the Prusa Print Farm stuff, or you just run them like normal with the SD card, or?
I am beta testing the Connect, and it's awesome. By far awesome. The minis don't have that capability yet. I guess they're upgrading the firmware here probably in the next couple months to do so. So I'm looking forward to that. Nice. But just the ability to, if I have something off kilter or whatever that I need to print, it's just boom, right in the slicer, send it right to whatever machine I want. Super fast, super nice, especially in a shop. So
that's awesome. And as Ben Myers Woodshop just pointed out, the new XL is coming. Did you get one on pre-order?
I sure did. Yeah, man. I'm gonna try to go for the 5 heads.
Woo!
So yeah, it's a lot of money though.
Man, what is that? I think it's like $3,500. About right. I think that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
We had a good discussion with Pooch a couple weeks ago. He's a big Prusa guy, and about who that was for and stuff like that. But I think, what are you thinking on that? What's your benefit of the 5 heads?
This one's pretty much just going to be personal. I'll try to figure out a way to make some money for it. But one thing I want to try is the washable or wash away supports.
Sure.
That's what I want to try, because that would be amazing. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a lot of, if you get that dialed in, that could save you a bunch of time as well. I know there's people in here that already do that, and they could probably chime in the chat. So let me know in the chat if you guys use the water soluble supports. But I think from the videos I've seen, I haven't done it myself, but that would definitely be awesome. You just swish it around in there and the supports disappear.
For sure. For sure.
There you go. RC Maniac says ports need to be kept dry, and there are a couple different brands, some meh and some faster than others.
Got it.
So that's awesome. So, let's talk about, I mean, you print full time. You don't do anything else now. You quit your job, right?
Yep. I was a school counselor. And
wow.
So I volunteered for the fire department is how I went around with that, just for the local community. And so I was in education, and I just started printing, and it just started growing to the point to where I needed to choose which direction I was going to go. My wife gave me the thumbs up, the go ahead. I don't think I could have done it without it. So without her support. So it was a big step, because essentially I had 2 salaries, and now we're going down to 1. So, but so far, since making that jump, it has been amazing as far as time for family, all that, man. It's been awesome. Yeah.
Well, and I imagine, I mean, you made the jump and you're going for it, and you've stuck with it now. So I imagine it's probably made up for some of that other salary anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the more time that I've put into it, the more connections I've made. I'm in the process of getting a contract with a medical device company. So that's going to be pretty huge, because they potentially have 20 to 30,000 patients. So yeah, it could be huge.
That's awesome.
So I've already signed a non-disclosure agreement. So
we don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, I mean, I have some stuff in front of me that you designed and sent over for me to print. And I also have some really cool stuff for the CNC that you actually sent me in general. And I want to talk about some of that stuff in a second. John said, sounds like a great problem to have, which is awesome. And I think Geary just threw another comment up, which was very fast. Everybody goes, always trust in yourself. No one else will work harder than you. Absolutely.
For sure.
I'm super pumped. Recently, a bunch of people on the show know, and Ben for sure. And I think you were in the stream. I got that CNC, and Onefinity was awesome. They said, which one do you want? And I was like, how about the smallest one? And they're like, what? Nobody. Why would you do that? And I was like, well, space. For me, it's easier to film. For 2, I don't have the space. And instantly after my first project on it, I was like, I should have got the bigger one. But I think what it's going to do is leave me open to make space in the future for upgrading the one I have.
For sure.
You can see right here a couple of other things I'm working on kind of in the background. I'm doing a video on them so I can just show you. But I've been playing with these now that everybody plays with, right? I mean, you designed the stuff to be functional, and that's kind of where I was going with this. I mean, this actually holds the joypad, right? The controller on here. This one holds the little probe. It's kind of like auto bed leveling for a printer, but it's for the CNC, and it just slides in here. And then this one actually, you put your tools in there. It's it holds tools in there. If it would actually focus, it's focusing on my face. There we go. And so, I mean, it's cool. It's a cool solution to a cool problem, right? Because you have to put the stuff somewhere, and why not print it like this and send it out? And this stuff is all available on your Etsy, right?
Correct. Yeah. All the files, if you guys like to print yourself, they're right around $1.99. I'm not making a ton of money on it. So
yeah, they're super cheap, and like, you know, for $2, $1.99, you get yourself the file and you can print, you know, 4 of these or whatever. I mean, you print them yourself. So I think that's a really awesome thing. And if you don't have a printer, or maybe, you know, you don't want to print it yourself, you'd rather have one straight from Peter, you can just order one right from, you know, his Etsy shop. I think you have a website out there too, right?
I do. Yeah. It's rowdyroman.com. And then the Etsy, you just go in the search bar and type in Rowdy Roman, and I'm the guy.
Well, and I didn't grab it. It's hiding right over here, but I noticed that in that box of stuff that you sent me was a boom arm to hold like the hose for the vacuum.
Yeah.
And I noticed a light. Do you design that ring light too?
Yeah. So one thing that I've noticed is when you're doing a CNC, if you have a well-lit shop, it's really hard to see the bit and where it's touching your wasteboard, etc. You know, so it was creating shadows. So a lot of people were complaining about it. So I just designed the light, and then I got on Amazon and saw that car lights are, you know, like the little halo things that go around your headlight. And then I just adapted that, figured out the electronics as far as going from 12 volt to 110. So yeah,
awesome.
It's awesome. One of the cool things that I've been excited to do is like employ my nieces and nephews for just miscellaneous stuff, like cutting pipe for that boom arm. Get to pay them, you know, because my time's a little more valuable than just sitting there cutting pipe. So stuff like that, and then like soldering wires and stuff like that. So it's been a really cool process.
Well, and the cool thing about it is you do that, but like we talked about, you sell the files and tell people where to source the parts too, right?
Yeah.
So I think I saw people using like 1-inch shower curtain rod or something for the boom arm if they had around, you know.
Yeah.
And that's so cool, because not only are you providing a service for a lot of people that don't have printers or maybe don't want to do it themselves, but for those of us who do have a couple printers laying around, you're like, here, do it yourself. This is and that's really cool, man. And I think what's even cooler is that you made a career. I mean, basically a career out of it, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in the chat would love to go full-time 3D printing. I mean, that would be that would be a dream of a lot of people. I mean, I think making stuff in general would be awesome to go full-time doing. But so you know, maybe how about a little bit of the journey from start to finish? Like if someone was going to do this themselves and you said like, here's some tips, this is my guidance, here's what I did and maybe probably what I shouldn't have done and I wouldn't have done again, or something like that. What would it be? Like, what would you tell somebody who wants to go from like getting an Ender 3 Pro to where you are now? Like,
so I mean, if you're a part of the 3D printing community, you're going to see a ton of really cool prints, right? Helmets, everything. Yes, they sell, but there is, I guess, finding that niche market is difficult. And so pretty much the only reason why I'm where I'm at today is through Onefinity. They reached out, and it was just, they weren't even a company yet. It just was like they're right starting out, and then I just got in at the right time. So through that is just creating more connections. So the more connections you have, just the more, relationships and questions you can ask and get answered and get started in that way. But one of the main, I guess, hurdles is figuring out how you're going to price your stuff. So I read a lot on different, I read a lot on forums and such, and a lot of people charge based on the amount of filament used. But I went a different route. Pretty much each machine that I have sells approximately $25 worth of product each day.
Oh, wow.
So going forward, I pretty much have used that that number essentially to price a lot of my other stuff, and I use that for the medical device company as well. And I came in; they were really excited when they found out to get injection molding. It was a $20,000 price tag just to get started. So they were happy not to spend that, and I was happy to print as much as they want. So, pricing your stuff, that's a huge valuing your time. The amount of time that behind the scenes that goes into marketing and YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff. I don't do a ton of it, but this time that I do go that route, it takes a lot of time. And you know that. I mean, it takes a lot of time to figure out how to edit your videos and all that. It's a learning curve. So, but that's offhand. That's the first thing, is just how to value your time and how to price your materials.
So, Ben has a good question. What % do you reinvest back into your business?
Yeah.
He's got loaded questions here, I think, today.
Yeah, so I am on the low end right now just because I'm still growing the business. What I would like to do is 10%, and right now I'm doing 5%. So 5% back in the business, and then as I grow and make new connections, I'm not paying myself out of that. I am actually just going to be reinvesting that back into the business. So that's my ratio is 15% taxes, 30% for me, and then 50% for materials.
Okay.
And then 5% back into the business. So
there's a good question. I mean, materials, if you're going to do this full time like you do, you have 12 Prusas, and the Sidewinder. How much filament do you go through like a month?
Oh man. Well, I'll put it this way. I order directly from China, and I order 250 rolls each order. And I order about every 5 months. So whatever that math is. Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
So
50.
Is it a certain, there you go. Is it a certain brand, or I don't know if you want to say, but you don't have to. I mean, is it a certain brand, or just you found a distributor that has a bunch? And
yeah, I got it right here. This is the box.
Hey, it's 3D filament. No way.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know.
Not really.
It just says ROHS made in China. And it's I print everything in PETG. So yeah, it's just standard PETG filament. I would compare it similar to Hatchbox.
Okay.
So
nice.
On how it prints and the good.
Yeah. That works. I wonder if we could find you a good U.S. company to get you some good PETG. I think we could. I have a sponsor named.
I might know somebody.
Coex. Yeah.
We might know a few people. Yeah.
But no, that's awesome. 250 rolls every 6 months. That's a lot of printing. I think, man, that's definitely a lot of printing. So, do you have like I guess is a good question business wise. Do you have like a service interval? Like you service your machines at so many hours, or only when you need to? Or
no, I'm pretty much when it when I have to hit the oh shit button, that's when I start working. So yeah, like I think I posted a bunch of stuff on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter very much, but I posted since finding out that a lot of the 3D printing community is on Twitter. I posted a bunch of stuff, and one of the things I posted was just the hot end blob that I wake up to every once in a while. But it generally takes me, a couple hours, and it's back up and running. So
finally functional. Alex says if you don't schedule maintenance on your machine, it'll schedule it for you.
That's right.
This is definitely a true story. I wish I could reach it. I just had a blob the other night. I got super lucky though. I was only about an hour print, and I came back to it, but it had already fell off. So
Yeah.
I got really lucky on that one. But don't start your printers and leave them, folks. That's the but I mean, Sarah says I used 20 rolls in 6 months. I mean, absolutely. I bet a bunch of us are probably under that even, depending on what you're doing. And, I mean, that's so good. So, Peter, of course, Ben says Peter at a point where maintenance for him is throw the printer away and buy a fully assembled one. Time is money. I don't think so, because I think there's still like a back order on Prusas. I mean, you'd have to order that thing and wait. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So
one thing I wanted to throw out there is I found a new textured PEI sheet that you guys may be aware of, but instead of using Prusas, I use printed solid.
Okay.
If you're familiar with that. Yeah, they have an awesome PEI sheet for their Prusa. So
nice.
It does PLA as well as PETG. Super sticky. So I just get a lot less print failures with it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have a mini as well. Thanks to, I think last year. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. But thanks to Loyal Moses, he donated it to the channel for Christmas, which was amazing.
Awesome.
But I cannot get anything to stick to my textured PEI sheet from them. I love textured PEI sheets. Every new printer I have, I put one on. I put the TH3D version on. And I cannot get one to stick on anything on that mini. I have to use smooth, and I've never had to do that before. But I mean, like you said, the printed solid one is solid, we'll call it. I have a lot, actually. David Randolph printed solid recently announced that he had purchased a line of filaments, and for I have a giant box right over here. I ordered a bunch on Black Friday. They were like $17.50 a roll or something.
Nice.
So I jumped on and I was like, order. I got all the sweet colors of polyalchemy elixir now, and but let's see. The blob on the hot end is more modern art than inconvenience. Yes. Hey, there you go. I don't know if you ever played with the Vision Miner, the nanopolymer. That stuff is like gold. It is so good. Andrew Rogers says he puts that on. I put it on a lot of things if I need it. Especially the mini, I use that on there. But basically, it's you put it on there, and I would say I get about 10 prints without having to do it again. And then I take some people use the same like microfiber. They wipe it on. Actually, there's a brush that comes with the big one that you wipe it on with. I actually just grab a microfiber, a little shot of rubbing alcohol, not much, just a little, and I give it a good rub, and I'm usually good for another 5 prints, and then probably reapply after that, and the stuff is gold. Anything will stick to it, almost any filament, and then it releases like that when it's cold. So
that's awesome.
Well, the flex plates do the same, though. Everybody's digging the Vision Miner stuff. It's so good. I probably have, like, I don't know. I met Rob a couple times, and he gave me so many samples of that stuff. And then I have some full-size bottles. It's not cheap, but it's definitely worth it. It'll last you forever. Cool. So that's a good question. Do you use anything like that on your build plates, or just straight build plate?
Yeah, just straight build plate. As soon as something starts failing, I'll just hit it with some alcohol. Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
That's the one thing that I've just loved is with the textured PEI sheets from Printed Solid is it's so easy.
Yeah, I agree. I just cannot get the Prusa one to stick to anything. We got a lot of good suggestions. I'm going to have to go back and check it out. But I was kind of disappointed. I have a Printed Solid one. No, I have a Wham Bam one. I have a bunch of the TH3D ones. I just happened, like you, when I first got into my channel and stuff, I met up with Tim and the crew from TH3D and became good friends with Tim. And I do have affiliate with them, full disclosure, but I don't take any money from them. I actually say, just give me store credit. And then I just go back and buy everything. It's awesome. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I think I mean, I'm super jealous. I think a lot of people expressed interest in the chat that would love to do this full time, and I definitely would love to. So I think Ben actually mentioned do you have resin printers too?
I have one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to mention that as well. Speaking of Wham Bam, I actually put a flexible plate, the magnetic flexible plate on there. And today it finally, the magnet released.
Oh,
so
no.
It was my first day. I was just wondering if anyone out there has dealt with that and how long does that usually last for other people? And so, yeah, because I was a little disappointed because I guess I've had it for about 6 months. So I just thought it was a little soon for that to happen.
I would reach out to Peter as well from Wham Bam. Yeah. And he's on Twitter. If you find, I can hook you up with him if you don't already have his connection. But reach out to him and just tell him what's up, and I'm sure he'll make it right.
Cool.
But I don't know I don't know that. I don't have one of theirs. I have a Filament flex plate, but I don't have a Wham Bam one for my resin. Myers Woodshop has a THD PEI magnet bed. On the Ender 5 Plus. When I had my Ender 5 Plus, it was an awesome, enormous build plate. I love that thing.
Yeah.
Actually, I still have one of the flex plates over here. I wonder if I could send it to you because I don't have my Plus anymore. Anybody out there who knows how long the stick should last on the magnet for your resin, throw it out there in the chat.
So my resin printer, I guess another little business thing to throw out there is I suggest, if it's at all possible, if you're doing this thing full time or looking to do it full time, is try to go debt free. I was able to, I guess, print enough, make enough, and then just gradually buy more printers. It just takes a lot of stress off of what you need to do each month, and it still allows you to have fun doing it. One of the connections, like with the resin printer paid for itself through a Onefinity contact. It's this older gentleman that is recreating a 747 flight simulator.
Whoa!
And
all right.
He used to fly the mech in the 60s or whatever, and he was looking for specific pieces and asked me to model it. He gave me an example, and I just recreated it, and I just used a resin printer, and
nice.
It paid for itself just through one contact. It was pretty awesome.
That is awesome, and it's such a good advice. I mean, I think, if anyone watches Adam Savage or Tested, he'll tell you the same thing. Grab the tool you need, the cheapest one, and use it. And if you use it enough, buy the better one. But a lot of times, myself included, I am guilty as charged. Yeah. We'll go out and be like, there's this one or there's this one. You know, let me spend, instead of, $8, I'm going to spend $78 and get this. You know what I mean? And doing the debt-free thing is, that's the best way to go if you can do it. I know it takes time, and
it does,
myself included. You probably get impatient. You're like, oh man, I just want one more. I need one more printer. Yep. And instead of waiting that extra month till you have another, $500 to pay for it, you're like, I'm just going to charge it. We'll just charge it. And then the next thing comes, right? And then it snowballs. So that's a really good advice, because I think a lot of people don't think about that ahead of time, because then you don't have to worry about what I got to pay every month and stuff like that. And
for sure,
maybe you get a job like you said, and that pays for it right away.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Mike, Never Let the Machines Win, says, was it an adhesive failure or a magnet failure?
Adhesive failure. And I see, who was it? Somebody in here said, don't submerge. Ethan's dad, Marcus, said, don't submerge it in IPA. And I have a wash and cure station, and I always just drop the whole thing in there. So that's what I'm going to have to do next is everything. So that's probably it.
Yeah, I wonder if that's it. I would definitely reach out to Peter, and I bet you he'll make it right for you. Yeah. I'll give you, if you don't have it, I'll give you his contact information after the show. But we have some really cool stuff to show too. we do HotMakes here. That's what the name of the show is. Do you want to check out some HotMakes?
Absolutely, man.
All right, let's see what other people in the community are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, here's some HotMakes for you. I think Gary's distracted in the background with his new programming.
Listen, I was not distracted. I was just distracted.
I love it. All right. First, we got your buddy Danick. I think I'm saying that right. I am terrible at these names, but just collected my third infinity gem of 3D printing community, halfway to ultimate 3D printing powers. Now just to figure out which other three are my favorite creators have a gem inside their 3D character. So this is actually me. That's the mini Jim. It's the mini Joel and the Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse, yeah.
I think that's a Joel. That's actually a Joel bot, right? I believe that's a Joel bot. And so I'm super pumped. Thank you so much for including me in this. I noticed that I need to go on a diet because my physique in this model is actually spot on. So
you know how they say the camera adds 10 pounds. Clocks are the mini models add like 50 pounds.
Yeah. Wexter adds 50 pounds. What happened to Joel?
The Wexter models, yeah.
No, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for including in this. I just had to do that for fun, but it's cool.
The nice thing is, when I need to lose weight, I just clear my cache.
Funny. We could just delete your temp files.
I permanently delete the files that are in my recycle bin.
Nice. But yeah, this is pretty cool. There's a guy by the name of Wexter in the 3D printing community. He does a whole bunch of really cool stuff. One of the things he does is minis, which you saw of me, and then other designers that do some really cool stuff too. And I think I could be wrong. I don't remember if Wexter did all three of these, but thank you for including me in that. I appreciate that. Let's see what we got next. Oh yeah. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Pooch Octopus. We used to have a co-host on the show named Pooch. She was on a couple weeks ago, I guess, so we actually came up with the Pooch Rock. Chep came up with the Pooch Rock to replace him, and now someone came up with the Pooch Octopus, and that is phenomenal. Let's see here. I think let me just get this. I think I might even have. I want to test it before I give it to y'all. Oh, that's the wrong one because that's coming up. I have something for you guys in chat, but I just need to make sure it works before I post it. There we go. So I'm going to drop it in chat right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is the official link to the Pooch Octopus. So go grab it. Geary, if you want to throw it in the show notes, and I just threw it in the chat too there. And also that goes right to Thangs, which is again a sponsor of the show. You can print your own Pooch Octopus courtesy of Jake and Thangs. Also, something I didn't get shown yet, and I don't have one to show you, the Pooch Lobster. If I come in here and I do this, which I'll give you guys in a second, it's the Pooch Rock Lobster. So, this is totally awesome as well. So I'm going to put that in the chat so you guys can go find the Pooch Octopus and the Pooch Rock Lobster, and we'll put it in the description of this video as well. But we had to have a little fun with Pooch on that one. Peter, I talk a lot for the last couple minutes, but one thing about this community is how fast they adapt and design something.
Oh, yeah.
If you want them to.
Yes. Jim, have you done any 3D scanning or anything like that yet?
I have a 3D scanner right over here that I need to do a video on. Otherwise, not so much.
Yeah. I've just used Scandy Pro on the iPhone. And I've got great results now. And now that Fusion 360 does a high poly count, in transitioning to an STL,
Sure.
into a usable model. It's turned out great. You can just scan your head and then find a model, and then just plop your head right on there. It's pretty amazing.
That is awesome. I rock the Google Pixel. So not so much on the iPhone side, but Ethan's dad is in the chat right now, I believe. I think he's still here, and Ethan Makes might even be here with us. They actually designed a 3D scan program as well for the iPhones, and it's pretty awesome. So you should check that one out too.
Yeah, for sure.
But I love how fast the community does this stuff. It is amazing how fast they adapt. All right, next. D. Allen Drummond Art. I made a friend. Check this thing out. Let's see if I can maybe click on it. There we go. Check that out for a 3D printed. Was this a cricket or a lotus? Something.
Yeah, I think it's a cricket. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with cricket.
That is amazing.
Here's a good question. Do you ever get to print stuff for fun?
No, not really. Not when each printer's making me $25 a day. It's hard to stop.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely agree. Well, you could get that. Do you have the artillery going all day?
I do. I do my Ortor mounts on that. I did.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ortor mounts, what about the Lightburn camera for the Onefinity, the mount?
Well, the hard thing is Onefinity does not directly connect to Lightburn, and so all you're doing is downloading the G code and then just uploading it to the Onefinity. So I haven't figured out how to do it. Now, if they ever update their controller, there's a definite possibility. So we'll have to see what Onefinity does.
I wonder if Myers Woodshop could talk to them and figure that out. Maybe. Yeah, Ben, we need you on that. But nice work here. I love this is an awesome print down to the actual little like spines or whatever you call these on the legs. I would call them hairs, but I don't know if they're really hairs in real life. So
I think that's what makes the noise. When crickets make that noise, I think it's their back legs.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I'm sure someone's yelling at us in the chat. It's a grasshopper. Someone says a grasshopper. There you go, a grasshopper.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Hey, I put a link in the private chat. There's a couple more pictures of what looks like a resin print of the same thing.
Of this one?
Yeah.
Oh, let's check it out. Hang on. There we
I
go.
Put literally any link in that chat.
Oh, it's it calls it a baby grasshopper. There you go.
There it is.
Likes math. First assembly. There you go. That's pretty cool. That's an awesome print too.
Yeah, it is.
It is massive. Nice work. Nice work. All right, what we got next? Tripod's Garage is with us tonight. He made a masterpiece talking about blobs. He said when it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit outside, someone opens the garage door for a few minutes. I wake up to a special print and lost bed adhesion. I would call that a work of art, my friend. I think he even says I should get it into a museum or a gallery. Absolutely. That is gorgeous. That's like one of the best failed prints I've ever seen. How often do you see this?
Man, I have, so my shop is actually in it's separate from my house. So it's a little shed. It's a 11.5 by 15.5 shed. And one thing that I had to do is put in some HVAC, a little mini split. So I don't necessarily have a problem with it getting too cold with having this many printers. But in the summer, it's usually like 80 some degrees in here. So, but no, I haven't had that many like print failures. Like when it's like halfway through, usually it's just bed adhesion.
You gotta love the mini splits, and I'm sure that keeps you nice and cool if you wanted to in that shed, right?
Well, it's combating, 13 printers. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. But this is awesome. Tripod's Garage posted this again, and Ben, it looks like he said, I can't believe that turned out as one solid piece. Absolutely. If
For
this
sure.
was me, somehow it would be spaghetti everywhere.
That's right.
Not one solid piece. So nice work. And I don't know. I think you couldn't do that again if you tried. That's definitely a custom one-off right there. Nice work. All right, what we got next? Just Shane. Oh man, Gary's gonna love this one. For your X-Men TIS fans, it's a mandatory to listen to the theme song at least once while looking at this. This is a version of Master Mold. Here you go. I'm just gonna open this bad up. This is a beast.
Holy cow!
So there you go. That thing is awesome. It's a beast of a print, he says.
Wow.
So Gary, do you have more insight on this? I know you're deep.
Yeah, there's a little bit more info on the just below the post. Just below it says 31 inches tall, 14.5 pounds, printed on two Prusa Mark III S pluses.
Dude, that's insane.
There you go.
I know it does not look printed at all.
No.
It looks so good.
That's like Sideshow Collectibles quality.
Absolutely. The finishing is awesome. Awesome work here. Man.
Oh, if you go a couple posts down, there's even lights in the eyes and the hands and stuff.
There you go.
Wow.
Boom.
That's one thing that I haven't really had to deal with is like sanding. And
Yeah.
I know you guys are probably all shaking your head because so many of you guys have sanded that I've never had to really finish anything. If I go with something that needs to be really detailed, usually it's a practical piece. I just go to the resin printer and that's it. But that amazes me to be able to design something that intricate. That's insane.
Yeah. And kudos to the designer and nice job to Shane for making it come to life on a print. It's awesome. Nice work. And I hate sanding. I think most people do not want to sand, but
No.
I think it's a necessity in something like this. Nice work. Just phenomenal job here. I see Trent made it. Hey Trent, how you doing? Rogue, how you doing? You guys still going strong on your benchies? I got to throw that out there. They were doing a benchy a day for a year.
What?
Which is sick. It's phenomenal. All in different filaments, different brands, different kinds, different dioramas. It's so good. If you find them on Twitter and TikTok, I think, and I'm trying to remember all the places there, you can see all the cool stuff they've done. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to play that.
Yeah. Pooch, why is this so dang hypnotic to watch? Pooch, tag this. Let's expand this because this is pretty cool. Do you ever get into plotters like this?
No, but I know that you can get an attachment for the Onefinity. And
what?
Yes, I think you just hop on the forum, and I think they even have them up in the file section.
Oh,
yes, I know. I need to make one and sell it.
Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. I know there's so much fun in the community about if you like it, if you don't, all that stuff. But I tell you, this can draw so much better than I could.
Oh, yeah.
Ever. Sure. Day 230 today. That is so good, man. On those benchies, he said.
Wow.
I absolutely love this idea, and I have no idea you could do it on the Onefinity. So now I need to know that because not only can it CNC, it can laser, and now we can plot with it, apparently.
Yeah.
Man, I love it, though. Pooch is absolutely correct. Totally hypnotizing.
You can also get a drag knife for the Onefinity to fit over.
Okay.
So similar to like a Cricut or a Silhouette or something. So you can cut fabric or you can cut vinyl letters for like the back of your truck or car or something. That's pretty cool.
That's cool. I didn't know that. See, I'm learning stuff all. I'm glad we had you here because I didn't even. We had Ben on a couple weeks ago. He didn't even tell us that. So I mean, come on. No. Yeah. Someone just said, I believe that didn't raise one time. It either went back over itself or one continuous line, which is phenomenal. And I agree. I could watch this all day. So nice work, Chad. I need to do this now. This is so good. All right, what do we got? Filament Frenzy. So I'm not sure if you follow Filament Frenzy on Twitter. He is the mastermind and genius of like multicolor. His color choices are amazing, and he's so good at doing multicolor prints. That here you go.
Wow.
This is Matter Hackers Quantum PLA Green and Green Raspberry and Silver Gold. This is done with an MK3 and a Hemera. And such good. This actually might be this might be two prints. I can't tell. No, it's Green Raspberry and Silver Gold. Yeah. So I think the bottom is one color and the dragon's the other. So this might actually be two separate prints, not a multicolor this time.
Yeah.
But still, that is gorgeous.
That is. I don't have a ton of colors just because I mainly print everything in black, and then I'm getting my PETG for $14.50 a roll landed.
Nice.
So,
If you scroll down on the post a little bit, it shows the color changing in the light.
Got it.
Oh, I should probably show all these pictures while we're talking. So you get your PTG for awesome price.
A GIF.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I got some quotes from some local companies, but man, getting started and cutting any kind of overhead costs I just couldn't touch it. Couldn't touch it.
That is awesome. Yeah, I mean, you got to, when you start any kind of business, right? You have to do what you have to do to get it going, and you can't discount that at all, right? If I could get my Palette 3 to work, I could print in color. Absolutely true. I have a Palette 3 Pro on the way at some point if it gets here. I think they're way backed up now on a ship or missed the shipment or something. So now we're looking at maybe January. So we'll see. But
now I've messed with Ben Myers's Palette 3 a little bit, trying to get that working. But it just seems right now like I don't know if it's firmware or what it is, but it's very finicky right now. But other people seem to be having tons of luck with it. So
I think we saw something last week that was done in 8 colors, actually.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I agree. I hear both sides. I hear people that are like, "Oh, this thing is so awesome," and then some other people are like, "We're struggling a little here."
Yeah.
But he's smart. He'll get it fixed. I know what you could do. CNC some holes in it. And, no, I'm just joking. All right, what do we got here? This is a practical print. This is Chris Travis. This is a card box for Uno. Oops. This is in Poly Alchemy Aquamarine and Merlot Elixirs. The Merlot is my wife's favorite color, by the way. I do have a brand new roll right over here. In person, this color is just absolutely gorgeous. But Chris Travis, I thought that Peter would like to see the practical prints because that's what he does.
That's right.
So I had to throw this in there. So an Uno box, as simple as an Uno box. I mentioned Trent, a friend of mine earlier. He's in the chat now, it looks like. He does a lot of game stuff on his Etsy. So he has all sorts of different games, for full accessories and stuff that he's printing, and people just love it. And I've seen some of the stuff he does is really cool because he designs in Fusion. He's the one that's trying to get me going in Fusion.
Yeah, some of the first prints I printed on the Ender 3 Pro was board game organizers. So Clank and whatever it may be. I was always looking to organize those boxes. And so Fangs and Thingiverse and all the places that you can get these files is huge. Yeah. That was before I was designing, and it was awesome. It's awesome just to get organized.
Ethan's dad makes a great point that the boxes or any of these game boxes make great Christmas presents. It's absolutely true. If you have friends or family that play games like this that don't have organization for them. They love this stuff. Yeah, game organizers are hot. Absolutely. Trent designed one and prints one, and he sells it. A game that is like super, super old. Trent, let me know in the chat if you're still listening. How old? I can't remember, like hundreds of years or something. And it's like this old classic game that he found, and that he found a way to design and print it, and it's super cool. Trying to remember the name of it. It's like he'll put it in the chat in a minute because it's a weird name. But if you got to look it up. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, next. I just realized what time it was here. Fix 'em Dude. Star Wars Snowflake TIE Fighter kit. This is a card/ornament coming soon. This is a test print. So it must come like in card form maybe. And then you put it together to make an ornament. I'm guessing. Fix 'em Dude, let me know. The Royal Game of There we go. That's what it was.
Never heard of that one.
3,000 years old, and he dug it up and he's printing it. So I absolutely love this. Like, we talk about the community and making stuff.
Yes.
This is phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that you can sell. Etsy, I don't know if you've seen in Etsy, but Christmas ornaments they're freaking huge. People make a living just making Christmas ornaments. And that right there would sell. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is phenomenal. And I love that it's the Snowflake TIE Fighter.
Yes.
And it's a kit, so you put it together. It's so good. Nice work. Fix 'em Dude. That is awesome. Stocking stuffer for sure, someone says. I'm sure Geary would actually love one of these for Christmas. What do we got next? All right, last but not least, another Christmas CM design. Oh, man, I better do that. There we go. Noticed I didn't have an ornament related to my favorite hobby, so I made this. A clogged 3D print nozzle.
That's awesome.
Decorate your tree now. The model's on Thangs. Check out Thangs and also Colts 3D. Yeah, this is funny. A clogged 3D print nozzle ornament. Nice work. So good.
That is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. I love the stuff that people come up with, and they, I mean, I don't know. The detail, the thought that went into this. You know what I'm going to print today? I'm going to design a clogged nozzle. On top of that, we're gonna make it multicolor. We're gonna put snowflakes around it. So good.
Have we gotten a 3D printable nozzle that looks like a dreidel? Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. It's a 3D printable Christmas tree ornament dreidel nozzle.
There you go.
I wonder how long he took to actually create that. Because I know that would take me, oh my goodness, it'd take me most of the day just to create that. Because I'm not like a fusion guru or by any means, but definitely that would take me a while.
I wonder if it started as an original CAD design and then just built off of that.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe this is your last chance. Just a heads up. Last warning: sign up for the $50 Amazon gift card now. If you haven't done so already, this is it. We're going to give you a couple minutes. I know we're just about 7 o'clock, and I don't want to keep Peter too much later in his shed there. But no. But before we go, we had a lot of cool discussion. If you have just got here late or anything, check out the replay, which will be coming on the channel soon here on HotMakes. But one more time, who are you? Where can we find your stuff? And what do you do? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So my name is Peter Romano. I am Rowdy Roman. You can find me on my website, rowdyroman.com. I sell accessories for CNC machines as well as lasers, such as the smaller laser, the Ortur Master 2. And then you can catch me on Etsy. I have an Etsy shop, Rowdy Roman, and that's where I do 100% of my sales through Etsy. You can catch me on social media at Rowdy Roman at Rowdy Roman Fire on Instagram, and then same for Twitter as well. So,
and for people's reference, I put a link to literally everything that you're on in the description below. So
check out the description after the show. And while you were talking, I was going to run over you were awesome. You sent me the Ortura camera mount, which I have a video coming on soon. So I can't wait to get that up there for the Lightburn camera. What camera do you use for that?
Lightburn's camera. It's a 5 megapixel. I designed it for the 160 degree, but they are no longer sourcing them. So you can use the 140 and the 150. You will still see the full bed of the Ortur with the 140 or 150.
I might have to get one of those before the video then. I have a different one for my CO2, so it's probably not the same aspect. But I'll make sure that happens before the video goes. I actually, I've done a lot of videos on the Ortur. Great laser for a diode laser, and you just make it even better with that, arm that you can use.
I won't use the laser without using that camera anymore, just because it makes it so easy. If you have just spare wood, an odd shape, you just put it down there, and then you can just place your design using the camera exactly where you want it. No more waste of wood or material. Right.
Well, and that's so good because, like you said, you can take scraps. You can place stuff exactly where you want it as long as you calibrate it. Make sure you calibrate it. But all right, let's give some stuff away. Let's do this.
Awesome.
Boom. Oh, I better hit control. There we go. I know it's about time. We have just about 60 people entered, which is awesome. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go for $50, courtesy of Fangs, a $50 gift card to Amazon. Here we go. Mika Steve.
Nice.
Mika Steve, congratulations. Let us know that you're still here in the chat because you got to be here to win. So say something, say hi, whatever you got to do. But let us know in the chat that you're still here.
I don't see anybody in the chat that's taggable under the username Mika Steve.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We'll give them a couple of seconds here. Let's see what happens. Oh, dang, so close. Chris Travis says, dang, so close. Everybody's saying congrats. Oh, Mika Steve. Good day, guys.
There it is.
All right. There you go. There it is. Congratulations. We'll get you a $50 Amazon gift card courtesy of Thangs. We'll get that information to you. And we'll get that going. Rogue, I believe I owe you one from last week, if I remember right. I'll get that hopefully tonight after the show, too. I forgot they are not in the U.S., and I got a U.S. one and sent them over, and they were like, yeah, we can't use this one. So I totally spaced that till right now. I apologize. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning in on this Monday, another Monday HotMakes episode 82, I believe, which is awesome. Peter, thank you so much for being here, man. It was a pleasure. I'm hoping that you continue success. I can't wait to see what you go for next and what you do next. And let me know if there's anything you want me to plug in and play, because I'll definitely film it.
And thanks for having me. This was awesome. This was fun. It was I haven't interacted a lot with the 3D printing community, so this is pretty awesome.
No, I appreciate that. But there is one more thing. You
Sure.
guys have actually a podcast, right?
Yeah, the Build Guild podcast. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done an episode, but thanks for reminding me, because we need to do it on top of everything else.
We'll check that out. Where can we find that if we want to check those out?
Build Guild Podcast. You can look that up on Instagram at Build Guild Podcast, as well as any of the social medias. It's all there. So
okay. Awesome. Well, hang out right there. We'll be right back with you. Everybody else, thank you again. Thank you again for being here with us. We will see you next week. Sanjay, we'll miss you, man. You were an asset, and man, it's going to be a weird world without you, but we can't wait to continue in your name. Everybody else, have a great week. See ya.